And we're live. What's up? This is Coffee Ride. I'm DJ Mars Miranda. Joining me, of course, all the way from Portugal, our only Pinoy pro cyclist in Europe, Paco Ochoa. And
Hello.
joining us today, we're gonna be talking about something different today. Hindi puro bike papag-usapan natin today. We'll talk about something different. So, off the bike, fitness, conditioning, etc. So, joining us today, Coach Paul David Cruz of Dominate 24/7. Good evening, Coach. Nako,
Nawala.
nawala yung audio mo, Coach. Hindi ka na marinig. Hi muna tayo. Hi, Nicole Suarez. Good evening. I'm here in case you're looking for me. Ayun. So, habang nag-aasa setup si Coach, ayan, Doc Ring Borromeo, good evening. Hindi, kaya we parang remember yung last episode na ginawa natin. Pinromise natin na papag-usapan natin nutrition, conditioning. Yan, Coach. Yan na, ang all-star lineup. Piwi Samonte, Katabalon. Yes, may sound. Yan, good evening, guys. Hi, Coach. Can you hear us? Ano? Si Adriana. Mag-hi. Si Coach David. Ayan. Ayan, wala pa rin. Nakamute ka, Coach. Nakamute ka. Ayan.
There.
Yon! Ayan.
All right. Nice to see you, Mars. Nice to meet you, Paco.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ayan, nandyan si Kring, si Peewee, si Kat. Good evening, Alvin Halasos, Nicole.
Hello.
So, Coach, in our last episode, di ba, parang we promised our viewers na we were gonna talk about, a lot of them asked about nutrition off the bike. Kasi kami, we've been doing the show for the past few months. We always talk about what to eat, nutrition namin, and conditioning, like, lahat on the bike. So, nutrition pag short ride, long ride, etc. Conditioning, lahat on the bike. Training zones, all that stuff, that's all on the bike. So, we promised them na maiba naman. So, we're not on our bikes every day like Paco. Si Paco kasi, pag pro ka, araw-araw, kailangan mo mag-ride araw-araw eh. Pero for normal people, you don't get that that luxury of riding every day. So of course, yung in-betweens yung inahabol natin ngayon. Yung what you can do when you don't ride to keep yung iba fitness up, yung iba gains, yung progress nila sa training, how to get stronger, better, faster, ganyan. So that's why we invited you para you can talk us through what we can do when we're off the bike. Yan.
Sure.
So, ayan.
Si Paco nga parang non-stop din ng consuming ng calories ngayon. Baka dahil lagi nasa bike. What are you eating, Paco?
Apple.
Apple. All right. Nice.
So, umpisa natin, how important is it na, like, I'm sure not just with cycling, but with any sport, yung balance ng what you do off training, regardless if you're a runner. Usually naman, I guess we're talking about endurance athletes. So if you're running, if you're training for a triathlon, stuff like that. Or I guess basketball, syempre, may ganyan din.
So, yeah.
How important is the balance between your training and your discipline with
Sige. I feel that medyo madaming doon, Marsa. Madaming questions doon. So, unahin ko muna sa nutrition part. Alright? Doon sa nutrition part, I feel sa nutrition, we complicated something that isn't or shouldn't be complicated from the get-go. Parang, syempre, as human beings, we're always in the lookout for the next big thing. Diba? Kaya ang daming diet Like, ang daming, may keto, may paleo, ang daming sumulpot kasi we're always looking for that next big thing. But to simplify it, nutrition, basically there's just three things. There's just three things that I genuinely believe will move the needle na for at least the general population or majority ng listeners natin. So that's basically number one is eating real food. So eating real food meaning it had ice or it needs oxygen to live. You know what I mean? So plants, animals, so real food. So real food. So if you notice sa grocery, lahat yan nasa aisle. 'Di ba? So kalaban sa grocery yung mga ano ba tawag doon? Yung mga shelf. Kumbaga na sorry. Sa grocery ito yung nasa perimeter. So basically the outer part of the grocery, if you notice, nandun lahat ng vegetables, nandun lahat ng protein, nandun lahat ng yung mga eggs, you know. So basically eating real food. That's number one. Number two, not too much. So masyado rin kasi tayo nasanay dun sa only or mga super size me or what na parang in reality minsan na distort yung quantity. So when I say not too much, you know, 3 to 4 meals a day depending on how active you are, how busy you are. I'm sure for Paco it's a different ball game given nga he's a pro endurance athlete. Baka Paco eats probably like 6 to 8 meals a day, Paco. Pwede bang ganyan?
Yeah. Depende sa day. Usually, hindi naman siya, parang we try to cycle throughout the week kung anong kino-consume mo. Kasi hindi lahat ng days high intensity. So, hindi lahat ng days kailangan mo nung fueling na, like, for race day, ibang klaseng fueling ka for 3 days before ng race, yung race, during the race, after the race, ibang usapan yan. Pero usually, depende siya sa intensity nung workout, intensity nung day, gaano kahaba. So, doon lang umiikot. So, pero basically, yung foundation mo na yung 3 to 4 meals pa rin a day.
Alright. So basically, yun. So first is eat real food. Next is not too much. And then last is mostly plants. When I say mostly plants, hindi naman vegan. Like when I say mostly plants, your fruits and veggies. Kasi fruits and veggies are the most nutrient-dense na bagay on the planet. Like, kumbaga, the most bang for your buck. Sobrang baba ng calories, but then you get so much nutrition out of them. So basically, yon. It's just 3 principles. If you want to simplify it even more, kunwari, imagine a plate. Diba? Imagine a circle plate. One-fourth of that circle plate will go to lean protein every meal. So lean protein, 1/4 of that plate. Next 1/4 of that plate will be your starch. So that could be your rice, your sweet potato, your white potato, bread, and then the remaining half, you reserve it for your fruits and veggies. But syempre, with the fruits and veggies, mas okay syempre if you eat it in its raw state. Kasi parang kung fruits and veggies niya, pero parang yung mga tempura na talong or tempura na, diba? Deep fried din, battered din, medyo madidefeat din yung purpose. So if it's raw, if you're eating the fruit and the veggies on its raw state, like go for it, kahit only, you know. So that's, I think, the simplest approach dun sa nutrition. But syempre, we can geek about it and go down the rabbit hole of, sobrang lalim ng rabbit hole of that nutrition part eh. Siguro we can talk about it some other time. Or yun, syempre iba-iba rin yung needs per athlete, per person. But I feel for the general population, that approach is a very simplified way. Kasi masyado kasi na-complicate na yung nutrition, I feel. Yun. So that's the nutrition part.
Feeling ko kasi may common din sa kunyari sa cyclist. Usually pag recreational cyclist, kasi like pag pro level, kasama yan eh, namomonitor mo yung nutrition mo eh. Pero yung mga pag recreational, usually ang tendency niyan, nag-bike ako today, kain ako the night before ng isang platong, di ba, 2 platong pasta, mababurn ko naman to, di ba? Or after the ride, I deserve this, mag-only na Korean or whatever, kakain. So, pag-usapan natin yung ano ba yung not too much? Di ba? Parang,
Okay.
gaano karami ba yung dapat na kinakain natin before and
Not
after?
too... Okay. Alright. So not too much yun nga. 3 to 4 square meals, yung given na portioning na sinabi ko earlier. And then no seconds. No seconds. And then, syempre, no snacking na rin on...
So, no
syempre,
seconds means no extra rice, guys. Puta, baka sabihin nyo, barka ko kayo, extra rice na to, di ba? Parang, no, so bawal wala tayong extra rice.
So that's the not too much part of it. I feel though, sige, one indicator na, since medyo pupunta na tayo sa training part, one indicator doon that I look at, kunwari sa mga athletes na I work with, is the body fat percentage. Diba, parang one-time hours, diba, dun sa previous natin na gym where we met, we had a sponsor na parang known weighing scale brand, diba? Na we got to see all our stats, diba? Now you'd be surprised. Some people are like super thin but super taas ng body fat.
Taas ng body fat. Yes.
So yung sa not too much nun will correlate yung pagbaba lang din ng body fat. So I feel na pag bumaba kasi yung body fat, kunwari you're 155, let's say you're 155 and then you're let's say 25% body fat na male, for example, male. So parang if kunwari you retain most of your mass, like let's say you lose weight pero you're like at 151, pero naging down ka to, let's say, 15% body fat. That's 10% body fat, di ba? Sobrang laki ng magiging gains mo nun. Like, bababa lahat nung markers mo for the better. Meaning like, dahil bumaba yung body fat mo, bababa rin yung time mo sa, let's say, sa splits mo sa cycling. Kasi syempre, gumaan ka na eh. Naging more muscle ka na eh. Mas tatakbo ka na efficiently. Bumaba yung body fat mo, bababa rin definitely yung LDL, HDL, yung triglyceride. So ibig sabihin, with a good amount of body fat, gaganda rin lahat ng markers mo. So that's how, yun lang, that's how important yung nutrition. And then having, like what you mentioned earlier then, na yung mga, I deserve this, or mabuburn ko naman to. Kumbaga parang a good analogy na I sometimes give to our athletes is parang think about a car, 'di ba? If kunwari Ferrari ka, 'di ba? Pero kinakargahan mo naman ng diesel, aanhin mo yung Ferrari mo, 'di ba? Or truck ka, 4x4 ka, pero dilalagyan mo ng parang high octane gas, wala ring silbi. So it's really about fueling then yourself properly.
Ayun. Kasi when cycling kasi weight is, 'di ba? Parang importante 'yan eh. Pagaanan, 'di ba? If you see pro cyclists, 'di ba? Papayat silang lahat. Pero body, 'di ba? Muscle mass versus body fat nila. Tama. Kasi may iba nagpapapayat lang eh. 'Di ba? Tapos pagdating sa ride, ubos ka kasi parang wala, payat ka nga pero ubos ka rin, 'di ba? Wala ka ring mabigay na power when you ride kasi wala kang So ito, we have a comment from Earl Bautista. Ayan, sagutin muna natin. I've tried plant-based diets kasabay ng cycling. I am 163 cm in height, from 75 kilograms down to 66 kilograms. Napansin ko lang ubos agad sa long ride, pero sa recovery mabilis since plants have a natural anti-inflammatory effect. Since more on long ride, hindi ko na siya tinuloy. In the end, nag-rebound siya and I gained weight again up to 72 kilograms. Ang hirap din. Yan.
Yeah,
so ito yung
mahirap talaga yan.
Pag nagbagsak ka ng weight, di ba?
Yeah. Also, kunwari yung plant-based na yun, when I say eat more fruits and veggies, I don't mean naman to eliminate protein or meat, animal animal meats or what. So yung plant-based na yun, honestly, I do not have the answer to that because pero hindi ko pa na-try maging vegan ever eh. Hindi ko na-try maging vegan ever. And truthfully, baka may mga ma-offend or ma-ruffle na feathers. Wala akong balak maging vegan in my entire life. So, um, so, but I feel like, I think yung sa question ni Earl though, pinaka-helpful doon or when picking siguro ang pinaka-takeaway ko is if you're picking a nutrition approach, envision yourself with that program for the next 5 years. Like, is it something you can do? Now, from the get-go, like, nag-plant-based ka, second day pa lang, hirap na yung katawan mo. And, like, for sure, dito successful. So the best diet is the most sustainable for you. Something you see yourself doing in the next 5 years. So that is the best diet. So yung mga kunwari mga food na may brand sa simula, like, okay, so again, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, pero kunwari, no, like keto bread, 'di ba? Bread pa rin 'yun, 'di ba? Organic gluten-free ice cream pa rin 'yun. You get to take me.
Huwag mo nalokohan sarili mo, ganun.
So
naloloko mo lang sarili mo.
So ibig sabihin parang pick something na you know you can really sustain. Tsaka yun nga, having said what I said earlier, I feel like yung mga ganong diet or yung mga ganong approach na keto, paleo, vegan, sometimes I feel na may agenda in a sense na they're always trying to sell us something. There's vegan cake, vegan ice cream, paleo bread, paleo keto, and lalo na now, na pandemic, syempre it's not, hindi talaga option yun, di ba? We have to be really practical and pick sustainability over anything else. Ngayon pa ba tayo magpa-fat diet, di ba?
Parang itong si Chuck Maceda. Yan, Chuck Maceda, watching this episode while munching on Lapid's chicharon with laman. Yan. For the next 5 years, bro, for the next 5 years, masusustain mo talaga yan.
Yeah, ako rin, nakikita ko rin nasa diet ko yan. Naka-include yan sa food chain ko for sure, yung Lapid's chicharon na yan. Yeah. Siyempre in moderation.
Oh.
Yes.
From Alvin Haloshos, ito yung mga questions. We'll just read them out for you. Hi, Coach David. Insights on keto diet as an alternative way for some cyclists. Thanks. Keto, walang carbs yan di ba?
Yeah. Keto is
tama ba?
Parang using your... keto is basically high fat. So your fuel
high
is
fat.
Sige. Keto, Alvin, I want to answer your question also, but it's going to be, baka hindi ito yung answer na gusto mo. But I feel like you really need to hire a keto coach.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi sometimes ginugoogle lang ng mga tao and then feeling nila they're on keto diet. Na pag kunwari, nag-medical check-up, pag chinek, kumbaga parang sa kotse again, pag chinek yun nasa ilang hood, diba? Kintab nga ng kotse mo, ang payat mo nga, pag check ng hood mo, ilalim ng hood mo, baka hindi pala ganun kaganda yung makina na natin, diba?
Yes.
So with keto diet, I feel, Alvin, you need to consult an actual keto specialist there. I know for a fact, and I have a lot of friends who thrive on keto, who are endurance athletes, actually. But yun lang, hindi ko siya fully ma-explain in a sense as good as like a keto specialist. So ang pinaka-key takeaway ko doon is consult with an actual specialist. Kasi actually kahit keto, there are also some fruits or I think syempre mga avocado, they eat that. But parang hirap din i-sustain ng keto na legit sa Philippines. Kasi yun nga, parang si Sir kanina na fueled by Lapid's chicharon. Baka naman yung keto, baka naman yung ibang keto is talagang umiikot na sa crispy pata, sa chicharon, sa, literally taking it at that. Na parang, but if you check out yung mga keto specialists, they really center their diet around like wildly caught salmon, like high quality EVU, like extra virgin olive oil. Yes.
Mga cod, mga ganyan, diba?
Oo.
Then,
So,
tsaka delikado rin like with diets like keto, ganyan na high fat. Hindi mo rin we can't really just tell you na sige mag-keto ka. Kasi marami ring tawag dito, maraming factors that can affect your reaction to it. Mali, pa-check ka, baka high blood, may, di ba, hypertensive
true.
ka.
True.
Or may condition ka pala na hindi pwede sa'yo mag-high fat diet. So, that'll affect your reaction to that particular diet, di ba? So, same with, I guess, everything. Plant-based, ayan, ito, intermittent fasting, yung mga ganyan. Di ba? Parang, pa-check muna kayo kung pwede sa inyo kasi baka naman subukan nyo, biglang mas masama pala siya for you kaysa makabuti. Di ba?
I think from a cycling point of view, ito medyo insider na tungkol sa keto. Kasi last year nagkaroon kami ng parang seminar regarding yung supplementation sa race from a nutritionist dito sa Portugal. Kasi yan nga, ang daming fads ng diet eh. Tapos ang daming iba't ibang mga pro cyclists sa top level na nasa paleo diet, keto diet, or normal diet, or whatever na kung ano mong gusto mong piliin na diet. Pero yung ketogenic na diet, basically, ito yung process na parang ginugutom mo yung katawan mo from carbs na to the point na magpo-produce yung katawan mo ng ketones na natural occurring chemical sa loob ng katawan na pinoproduce mo kapag na-feel ng katawan mo na nagugutom ka na. So, technically, ginugutom mo yung sarili mo from carbs kasi carbs yung instant na energy fueling source eh. So, kaya ka kumakain ng energy gel or bar sa gitna ng race kasi instant yun eh, carbs. Kakainin agad ng katawan mo. So, ketones, yun yung pinoproduce ng katawan mo kapag nagutom ka na. Ngayon, dahil sabi ni Alvin, for a cyclist or for cycling, na-discover nila na pwede mong inumin yung ketones na hindi ka magpapagutom. So, eto lang, hindi ko alam kung hindi naman to secret na sinisiwalat ko sa inyo. Pag nanonood kayo ng mga races ngayon, lalo ngayon may ongoing na Giro d'Italia, tingnan nyo yung last 20-30K ng race. Mapapansin nyo yung Quick Step, especially Quick Step, kasi sila yung merong secondary sponsor na ketone ester. Bumabalik sila sa kotse or may at least isa or dalawang riders na bumabalik sa kotse para kumuha yung mga maliliit na bote. Parang ano yun eh, parang may something special. Ketone ester yun. So, walang naka-keto diet sa kanila. Walang kumakain ng lapids, chicharon 24/7 or whatever na pang keto. So, meron lang silang bote na tinitira for the last 40-30K para magkaroon sila nung last 5 or 10% edge sa endurance sa last 20K. So yun yung medyo kung di nyo alam.
Ito pa, comment din. From Marco naman, Marco said, I'm a product of a successful keto diet. Keto is not about eating a lot of fat. It's about not eating carbs. Been doing keto since Feb 1, 2017. If you need some tips or questions, you can ask me. O yan, guys. Kung gusto nyo magtanong about keto, si Marco, at least may experience siya. Tapos, applicable to cycling. Yeah.
Tagal na rin. 2017, so 4 years. 4 years.
4 years.
Keto, yeah. So he found the sustainable approach for him. So good job, Marco.
Kanya-kanya naman yan eh. Ito naman si Kring Borromeo. Good evening, Doktora. Coach, what about zone diet?
Doktora.
What's your take on that, Doktora? Ayan, zone diet daw.
So zone diet basically, zone diet basically sa zone diet, walang restrictions doon eh. So zone diet, you get all the macronutrients. So there's protein, your carbs, and then your fat. And then I feel na yun yung pinaka-sustainable actually for the vast amount of people. In a sense na, yun nga, since number 1, walang restriction. Number 2, pwede siya gawin with your typical Filipino food. Pwede siya gawin with your typical Filipino food. And then, it's not as much sakit sa ulo as compared to, kunwari, for example, some people do, and I have students who do macro counting. Yung nagka-count ng macros, no? Some people really thrive on that. And if you're okay there, salute, diba? Go for it, tuloy-tuloy lang. Personally, so kunwari ako, so outside coaching CrossFit or yung training na to, I'm also a trained chef. So I want to maintain that relationship with food.
Yeah.
So ayoko rin nung
Chef din si Coach. Chef Coach David siya.
So ayoko nung ayoko rin nung mga diet na masyadong restrictive, So anyway, I'm going to zone. Basically, that's more of nutrient counting versus calorie counting. So parang proper portion counting lang to get the proper nutrients versus caloric counting. So basically, yung difference niya with macro counting. Yeah, so mas less sakit sa ulo. Yes. Para siyang anyway, to make it simple, it's like a lazy man's macro. So para siyang lazy man's macro. Yes.
Yes. Ayan, Coach Ivan's watching. Good evening, Coach Ivan. And Nicole Suarez, you had me at no restrictions. Yan eh. Maganda yung walang restriction talaga eh. Pero, kasi ako, I trained din under Coach David. At sinubukan ko rin yung zone diet. Diyan lang ako nakita ng diet na aangal ka sa dami ng pagkain na kakainin mo eh.
Totoo.
Hindi ako nagbibiro. As in, may days na, di ba, gagawin mo yung portions mo. If you eat clean, kung tama yung kinakain mo, kung kunyari, fruits, vegetables, and your proteins, ganyan. Mapapagod kang umuya eh, kasi ang dami mong kakainin. Tapos feeling mo hindi ka lugi. Alam mo yun, hindi malungkot.
Yeah.
Kasi minsan pag nag-diet ka, parang, ito lang. Ito lang pwede ko kainin. Ganyan. So, ang dami mong kasi parang, an example, ito based on yung pinagawa sa amin ni Coach, yung lettuce, di ba? Salad tayo. Salad, parang may lettuce yan na carbs. Yung isang portion ng lettuce, 10 cups, di ba, Coach?
Yes, sir. 10 cups. Oo.
For
how
one
many
block.
portions do you need?
Kailangan mo 5. So, Pops, 50 cups of lettuce. Yung kailangan mo kainin para ma-complete mo yung isang meal. So, di ba, ganun karap.
Yeah.
There's an extent na ganun karami yung kailangan mo kainin. Or babalance mo na lang na, since ang dami ng 50 cups, sige, haluan mo ng bread para mabawasan lang yung 50. Pero ang dami niya. As in, tapos 4 or 5 meals a day. Yeah. Patapos ka pa lang sa first meal mo, kailangan mo na ulit kumain. So,
that's true.
Solid. Oo.
So,
solid.
Thanks for Mars. Thanks for bringing that up. Medyo nawala sa isip yun kanina. So, tama yung sinabi ni Mars. With that approach yun sa zone, I don't want to call it diet kasi yun yan, dami mo naman like yung diet naging villain na yung pangalan na yan eh. So, it's more of the zone nutrition approach na lang. So anyway, with zone, yung sinabi ni Mars, for example, or kunwari, going back to our nutrition, first, yung simplified nutrition approach natin, which is eat real food. So if you eat real food, yun nga, tulad ng sabi ni Mars, sobrang dami. Like hindi lang si Mars. Like siguro, so Dominate now has, we have a small community, we have 55 students right now. Siguro more than half nagko-complain na, Coach, ang dami kong kinakain. Like, sobrang dami kong kinakain. But yun, the cleaner your food is, the more you will eat. And ang ganun din naman eh. Pero kunwari, with the no restrictions part, kunwari for example, no, nakita ko natatawa kanina dun sa 50 cups of lettuce ni Mars. So, yung 50 cups of lettuce ni Mars na yun, ang equivalent nun, so isipin mo 50 cups of lettuce, that's insane. Ang laki ng bundok. Ang katapat ng 50 cups of lettuce is, dun sa junk part, kasi walang restriction niya, pwede ka pumili ng junk, is French fries. Ang French fries, so 50 cups of lettuce, ang kapalit doon is 20 sticks ng French fries. So sa 20 sticks ng French fries, same amount ng calories and kung ano-anong nakuha mo with fries, na yung lettuce talagang 50 cups, literal 50 cups. So, pero syempre, mababaliw ka rin if kakain ka naman ng 50 cups of lettuce, di ba? So basically, yun yung sinabi ni Mars na, kunwari, we call it block system eh. So, kunwari, for you to have one block, medyo bibilis ako ng Mars, medyo boring tong zone na to. Pero if you have, so for you to have, so if you have, like, for example, kung kailangan kumain ni Mars ng 4 blocks, we call it blocks. For example, kailangan ni Mars kumain ng 4 blocks. Kailangan niya ng 4 portions of carb, 4 portions of protein, and 4 portions of fat. So, kunwari, dun sa carb, kailangan ni Mars ng 4 portions, di ba? 1 portion of lettuce nga is 10 cups. So, parang dun na rin si Mars, magaling din yan magluto. So, dun din po pasok yung creativity ng tao. Kasi you get to mix and match naman eh. You get to mix and match. So, tulad dun sabi ni Mars, hinahaluan na niya minsan niya ng, kunwari, berries siguro, or you get to include your brown rice, or kung ano man, para ma-meet mo yung carb nutrient need mo still, na hindi ka naman mababaliw on that 50 cups of lettuce. Same thing with, meron akong student kahapon, Mars, taga Pampanga. I don't know if she's listening. Hindi ka rin sasabihin mo na yung name. But she's also a big cyclist. She owns I know she owns a bike shop in Pampanga. So we discussed yung zone last night. So parang, coach, meron pa ako natitirang 4 blocks tonight. So like, meron pa. So okay, anong gusto mong gawin? And then pwede bang ubusin ko yung 4 blocks ko ng carbs sa wine? So sabi ko, naman. So, 'di ba, nandun din yung carb equivalent ng alcohol kasi 'di ba, Mars, dun sa chart na we follow sa Dominate. So that's what she did kahapon. Inubos siya yung remaining blocks niya sa wine. So wine, and then So anyway,
actually,
wala talaga restriction.
That's tsaka eating smart eh. Parang sino bang kumakain? Wala namang kakain ng 20 pieces lang na french fries. Di ba? Parang nakakaawa ka naman, bibilangan mo 20 sticks lang na french fries kakainin mo. Ang lungkot nun, di ba? Di kumain ka na lang ng kanin kung magka 20 sticks of french fries ka lang, di ba? Or kung kakain ka ng burger, the rest of the day, wala ka nang makakain. Kasi, imagine mo, isang Shake Shack na burger, nasa 900 calories yun eh. Diba? Tama. Mga 900 calories ang isang burger sa Shake Shack eh. So, umahon ka ng Antipolo galing Taguig at umuwi ka para lang makakain ka ng isang Shake Shack burger. Diba? So, parang lugi. Diba? Lugi naman. So, mag-ride ka. Ulitin mo 2 beses para sulit. Ulitin mo yung ride mo.
Para sulit.
Para sulit. Ito, question from Doc Ring. Ano muna? Coach, for those wanting to gain more muscle, like doing CrossFit, okay din ba ang mag-bike?
Of course.
So, weights and cycling.
Yes. So that's perfectly fine. So sobrang gandang combination nun ng weights and then cycling. Kasi, syempre, like, then you're super strong with your lower body centric siya. But syempre, if you work on your upper body, yung shoulder, let's say your shoulder mobility, or that would include na rin your core. So syempre, mas mag-generate ka rin ng power.
Yes.
So yun. So basically, if you build strength dun sige, meron akong quick kwento about this, but not related to cycling, but related to the story dun sa tanong na yun ni Doc Ring, no? So UFC, so I don't know, siguro marami tayong mga nakikinig na follows UFC. So yung UFC MMA na corporation basically approached CrossFit HQ a long time ago on how to incorporate CrossFit into their training. And 99% of the athletes na MMA fighters suck at pull-ups bigla. Apparently, walang maka-pull-up sa kahit isang MMA fighter. Like, hirap na hirap sila mag-pull-up. Kasi sa kanila, hindi nila nakikita yung sense dahil, di ba, it's more of the explosive movements, it's more of the punching, so parang bursts sila parate. So what they did is, yun, pinag-crossfit nila, dinevelop nila yung pull-up. So basically, mas naging well-rounded yung mga athletes. So lo and behold, syempre, no surprise, they perform better and all that. So kumbaga parang, syempre important na may balance. That is true. So okay lang talaga yon. Sobrang perfect ng combination ng CrossFit. Kasi CrossFit basically, CrossFit's programming is actually ang peak, kumbaga kung may pyramid yung CrossFit, yung pinaka nasa taas ng CrossFit is sport. So any sport. CrossFit was done to complement any sport you have, be it cycling, be it ballet, be it wrestling, be it anything. So CrossFit was really designed with the client having another sport at hand, kumbaga. Yes.
Oh, hindi,
So
pero
yun.
'di ba since ngayon gyms walang gym, we can't go to the gym, walang 'di ba, walang mga CrossFit box. Ito recently nakaka-ride ko yung mga like sila Coach Chino, sila Drew, sila Anton, sila Coach Anton na puro CrossFit athletes na medyo elite level. Lahat sila nagsa-cycling.
Yeah.
Tsaka
Yes.
hindi sila napapagod. Walang tuloy-tuloy lang sila, parang ang lakas ng engine nila, 'di ba? Parang galing parang hindi sila napapagod. Kaya nila first few weeks na riding, natatapos nila yung ride na walang problema. Kasi nga may base sila na gano'n na yung fitness nila solid.
Yeah.
Diba?
So kasi with CrossFit also, the training with CrossFit is more of movement versus, kumbaga parang movement versus muscle. Think movement versus muscle. You know, parang marami kasi naging traditional approach is parang Monday chest, Tuesday arms, Wednesday legs, Thursday triceps, Friday calves, whatever. Di ba parang naging ganun yung approach dati sa gym nung mga unang panahon. So parang replace muscles with movement, meaning like work on your push and pull, your squat, your hinge movements, your jumping movements. So parang with CrossFit kasi literally we train from core to extremity. We drive the power from our core. So same thing with bike. Nanggagaling naman yun sa core, boom, all the way to your feet Diba? So it's the exact same thing. So with CrossFit, it's core to extremity. It's lahat ng movement is multi-joint. So never nagkaroon ng parang one joint lang na kunwari bicep curl lang. It's always the Olympic movements na clean or snatches na it's the entire body. And then yun nga, with one movement, nandun makukuha mo lahat nung you get to get the yung adaptation of I think kaya yun nga yung naging example mo sila Coach Chino, sila Drew and all. You get that adaptation of balance, accuracy, coordination, agility, stamina, endurance with all those Kasi also with CrossFit, one last thing with CrossFit, no. Basically with CrossFit, there's 3 modalities that we play around with. So that is your weightlifting. So when I say weightlifting, it doesn't mean the Hidilyn Diaz weightlifting, the Olympic lifting lahat. So anything that's outside your body, be it a dumbbell, be it a wall ball or a medicine ball, that's already weightlifting. Next is your gymnastics. So gymnastics is your, syempre, sobrang important that you have body control control of your body weight, I mean. Diba? And then last but not the least is Metcon or metabolic conditioning. So kunwari, so ginigel together yon lagi in the workouts every time you do CrossFit. So and then we just constantly vary it every day para we get to kunwari nag-push and pull tayo. So normally with Dominate, like Mars, I don't know if you noticed. So kunwari Monday we do mostly squats or the jumping, yung mga muscles that we use to jump or to squat or to hinge. And then Tuesday, Thursday normally is our push and pull. So parang doon natin pinapaikot. So it will greatly benefit, going back to Doc Ring's question, it will greatly benefit any sport or cycling for that matter. Yes.
Hindi, tsaka for parang kasi nga, di ba, nagtitrain ako with you. Kung itatranslate mo siya sa cycling, yung workout, para ka naka-zone 4, zone 5 for 1 hour. Yung tuloy-tuloy na isang oras na yung, di ba, parang high hindi yung parang dati na pupunta ka sa gym, 3 sets of 10. Magte-10 ano ka, tas papahinga ka. Tas pag ready ka na ulit, weights ka ulit, tas pahinga ka. Ito kasi non-stop movement mo for 1 hour, 40 minutes, depende sa workout. So pag tinranslate mo siya sa bike, kunyari paahon ka, you're climbing a hill, mas matagal yung tolerance mo for bago ka tumirik. Alam mo yun? Kasi sanay yung katawan mo na you're getting your body used to a workout na sige, isa pa, sige, di ba? One more, yung kahit padagdag ng isa, at least yun, matatapos mo na hindi ka titigil. Di ba? Nasasana yung katawan mo na walang, di ba? Tuloy-tuloy ka lang. So yun.
Yes. Yes.
At saka,
So, parang
isa pang, ayun, sige.
No, getting comfortable in the uncomfortable. Which
Yes.
nag-a-apply nga in any sport din naman. Di ba? Yes. Ayun, Mars. Yes.
Hindi, tsaka isa pa maganda dyan, parang, di ba, when we started, work on your weakness eh. Di ba? From the start, parang
True.
ako na nag-start, cyclist ako. Lakas ng legs ko. Mag-squats ako dyan, kahit buong, di ba, kahit buong workout, squat ka lang ng squat, pero hindi ko kaya mag-push-ups. Kasi apparently, wala akong upper body strength. At kasabay ko di ba, 3 kaming cyclist nun na sabay-sabay nag-workout. Pag anything to do with leg squats, yung bike, yung mga cardio, kaya. Pagbuhatin mo kami ng weights, patay. Yun, di ba? So nakikita mo na parang, ay, hindi ko kaya mag-push-ups, ay, hindi ko kaya magbuhat ng 20 pounds na dumbbell. So ma-realize mo na, okay, may imbalance sa katawan ko. So, I guess for most cyclists, that's what we overlook. Na we're so focused on our progress, yung improvement in our cycling, walang nangyayari sa other body parts, sa other parts ng body mo dahil hindi mo siya ginagalaw.
True.
Diba?
Namimiss ko na yung mga panahon na yun, Marsa. Ngayon hindi na kita. Ngayon kaya mo na lahat eh. Pero dati naalala ko yun.
Hindi.
Before pa ako, pag may mga cardio WODs or workout, si Mars medyo pupwesto yan malapit sa bike. Pero lagi ko makikita yan eh. So hindi ka pwede mag-bike, magano ka yung skier. So parang yung skier more of talagang develop doon yung lats, yung triceps. So parang talagang nagsiskiing ka. So si Mars band sa band yan sa bike sa gym. Lagi siyang either rower or that skier. Yeah.
Pero yun, at least, diba, nababalance. Ato, may question tayo from Kim Yu. What are your thoughts about articles which claim that cardio exercises or endurance training is counterproductive to overall muscle gain from strength training exercises such as weightlifting?
Overall gains, muscle gains. So basically, that is more of question yan of overtraining, number 1. Number 2, pero ang pinaka-key dyan is nutrition. Nutrition will be key. Hindi ka talaga magkaka-gains if kulang nutrition mo. Kahit magbuhat ka ng buong araw, kung hindi mo fin-fuel or nire-refuel katawan mo, you won't get that gains. Number 2, if parang you're one of those people na parang sakripisyo mag-rest day, you're really not gonna get gains also. Kasi your body really needs to recover and get that adaptation that you train for every day. So for Kim, a good approach there would be, for example, 3 days on ng training, 1 day off. 3 days on, 1 day off. Parang ganun. That's a good approach para sure na may recovery ka. And then, nutrition. Dialing in your nutrition will be key. If you're losing muscle, even though you're training hard, that means you're eating too little.
Ano ko rin dyan, kasi before, di ba, kanina sabi nga ni Coach, sa gym dati, every Monday, may weigh-in kami niyan eh. Doon sa, it's called the Tanita scale. Yung mga, alam mo nasa Mercury drug, yung may scales na yung hahawakan mo yung ganyan, so magpiprint ng papel na body fat, muscle mass, etc. etc. So, nangyayari saan, mag-workout ako Monday to Friday, maglo-long ride ako ng weekend. 100, 120, 150K. Pagbalik ko ng Monday, bagsak yung muscle mass ko dun sa scale, sa reading ng scale. Kasi one, sa sobrang haba ng ride, it eats into your muscle mass na daw. So, 'di ba tama ba? Kasi hindi mo na replenish na agad eh. Number two, water. Muscle is also, kasama sa muscle, is water.
True.
So, mag-ride ka ng 3, 4, 5 hours. Obviously, kulang ng water yung katawan mo. So, if mag-reading ka ng, di ba, ng muscle mass after a weekend of riding, bagsak talaga yung muscles mo. So, hindi naman solution, pero one way of, yung nutrition, either kumain ka ng tama after to replenish lahat ng nawala mo sa long ride mo. You can drink supplements, 'di ba? Whey protein kasi kung naubos nga yung mga recovery drinks, recovery ng mga recovery, yung mga sa G, yung mga recovery drinks na pang cycling, may cargo recovery, parang ganyan. So, fueling talaga kasi nga ang tagal ng ride natin. Talagang mauubos yan. Pero kailangan mo i-replenish para lang bumalik.
Yeah.
Diba?
So, to add in Don Mars, no? So, again, so kay Kim yun, tama yung sabi ni Mars. So, nutrition will be key, hydration also. Two more factors pa pala. One is your sleep. So, it's something that is so lagging overlooked, your sleep. So, sleep is king also for recovery. And then lastly is how you manage your stress levels. Believe it or not, that will greatly affect your gains as well. So, but if you think about it though, lahat yon controllable mo, di ba? Lahat yon controllable mo. So, you can definitely control your nutrition, you can definitely control your sleep, you can definitely control your hydration, and then your stress levels. So, that's the good news there. All of that is within your control.
Nandiyan ba si Joseph David? Joseph, yung stress level mo daw. So, pag umuwi ka ng late, tapos mapilitan ka mag-grocery, napagod ka na after the long ride, kailangan maayos mo mga stress level na ganyan eh. Kailangan tama yung uwi mo, hindi ka mapapagalitan dahil late ka umuwi. Di ba? Para yung stress level natin, nakabalance din. Ayan, si Earl.
Yeah.
Simula ng pandemic, yung stress level ko mas madami pa kaysa sa kaso ng COVID. Dalawa lang solusyon dyan. Mag-ride ka or uminom ka ng alak. Diba? Ka na lang dyan para bumaba yung stress natin dyan.
Ako tinigil ko na maganon. Like, tinatry ko nang bawasan manood ng news.
Actually,
kasi parang hindi mo na rin naman alam kung anong talaga totoo or joke time or joke lang. Hindi mo na alam eh.
Totoo yan.
So parang, and then mas-stress ka lang every day. And then, parang wala eh. Diba? Yeah. So, bawas-bawasan din ang news siguro ngayong pandemic.
Ito, Coach, it's fake news, mga misconception. Ano ba yung may mga common misconception tayo when we're, di ba, when it comes to nutrition, sa cycling, ganyan. Una, carbo loading is mali ba, di ba? Yung common yan eh, pag may kaya na akong ka-carbo load ako the night before dahil may long ride ako bukas, kain akong pasta, kain akong rice, kain akong ganyan. So, is it...
for the carbo loading part, I feel ang pinaka-magandang sumagot dito, especially with cycling, would be Paco.
Paano ba?
Yeah, with the carbo, but...
Yeah, I think sa carbo loading, masyadong general yung idea ng mga tao pagdating sa carbo loading na kakain ka ng spaghetti night before, kanin, tinapay, lahat ng pwede mong ipasok sa katawan mo, di ba? Or kahit yung breakfast. Pero tingin ko, yung point ng carbo loading, parang ano yan eh, analogy ko rin to pagdating sa training. Hindi mo pwedeng i-withdraw yung hindi mo dineposit. So, kumbaga, i-deposit mo lang yung gusto mo i-withdraw. Kasi otherwise, lahat yan, sobra na yan eh. So, tulad namin, lalo pag sa race, ito, I'm sure, siguro, mga 10% lang yung makaka-relate pagdating sa racing. And lalo sa level ng, kahit nung first race ko this year, sobrang malaking shock nung professional level, lalo dito sa Europe, na talagang sinundan ko lang lahat ng ginagawa ng teammates ko kasi sila yung may experience. So, kung ano yung kainin nila, yun yung kinain ko, yung routine nila sa umaga. Tapos pagdating sa race, sobrang hirap nung gagawin mo na feeling mo parang kulang pa yung ang una mo maisip yung training, di ba? Pero yung pagkain, every time na magkakaroon ng slow na pace or moment sa race, makikita mo lahat ng cyclists, as in lahat, biglang kukuha ng pagkain sa bulsa, kakain, iinom. Kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan bibilis ulit eh. After 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, pag nag-slow ulit or may maliit na ahon na pwede kang kumuha ulit ng pagkain, kain ka ulit. So, depende, feeling ko, tulad ng mga pagsagot natin kanina, depende pa rin sa kung ano ba yung gagawin mo. Ano yung point nung ride. Kung magra-ride ka lang siguro from Taguig to Antipolo, tapos magkakape ka sa taas or magbubuko ka, tapos 'di ba, sumisipol-sipol ka lang paakyat. Parang hindi naman necessary na diba, mag Jolly Spaghetti ka sa night before ng 3 order, 'di ba? So, yun yung feeling kong sa akin. Pero yun nga, kumbaga functional pa rin eh. Saan mo ba gagamitin yung kinain mo? Ano bang event yan? Gaano ka ba ka-intense? Hindi lang siguro sa cycling, siguro kung merong, alam ko may mga CrossFit games, di ba? May mga pa-games kayo na halos half day kayong nag-high intensity. So, siguro baka yun yung mas kailangan mo kumain day before or night before. Pero sa normal na sitwasyon, yun nga yung sinasabi kanina ni Coach na sustainability eh. Kung everyday ka nag-workout, ano yung sustainable na kainin everyday? Hindi ka naman magka-carbo load every night before ng araw mo, di ba?
So yun, ako gets ko yun. Tama yung sinabi ni Paco na yung 100-kilometer ride ko, iba yung intensity sa 100-kilometer ride niya. Yeah. 'Di ba? So ako may time pa ako kumain, mas marami akong time kumain during the ride. 'Di ba? Kasi hindi naman ganoon kabilis yung pace, hindi naman siya race unang-una. So pwede ako kumain lang ng normal the night before. Kain akong konti for breakfast bago mag-ride. Kasi may time ako na during my ride, mas marami akong opportunity na mag-fuel na tama lang, na sakto lang. Para ma-control mo siya na hindi ka sumobra. 'Di ba? Kasi iba parang, carbo load ako, kain ng pasta, kain ng kanin, kasi may 100K ako bukas. Pero yung 100K na pasyal lang. Siyempre, hindi naman, tas kakain ka rin during the ride. So minsan, baka sumobra din. Or parang at least masanay din katawan mo na...
Yeah. Yeah, tama, Mars. Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead. No,
Go.
Tama ka doon, Mars. Tama ka doon, Mars. I also really like the analogy of Paco on withdrawing yung sa withdrawal and deposit na sinabi ni Paco. Sobrang ganda ng analogy na yun. And then, same with CrossFit, basically it's the same thing, Paco. Like, wala ring loading, wala ring carbo loading. Like, tulad nung sinabi mo, you fuel lang for the intensity that you're about to take on. But tulad din nung sabi ni Mars, again, intensity is relative. Diba? Parang iba nga intensity ni Mars at ni Paco, iba yung intensity ko kay dun sa grandma ko. 'Diba? So, iba-iba talaga yung
Eto.
relative yung
Ayan, since intensity si Chike Sobrevinas. Carbo loading is okay for
ayan,
endurance athletes. Yan. Carb cycling is
ayan.
also okay for bodybuilders if it works for you, but it's not the only way. Yun. Pero actually magandang
Yes.
it's not the only way. So, kanya-kanya rin talaga. So kunyari, sa akin nag-work, I'll eat normal the night before, I'll eat parang konti lang for breakfast, pero during the ride ako kumakain. Diba?
Yeah.
Ako, that works for me. Some people, I guess, baka nag-work sa kanila yung isang platong pasta tsaka kanin the night before. So, I guess, diba? Go, laban. Diba?
But
Yeah,
I think isang baka misconception lang pagdating sa cycling and carbo loading. Walang kinalaman yung carbo loading sa weight kasi 'di ba yung mga cyclists parang sobrang ano sa weight, masyado nilang gustong mapababa, or they before parang gusto lang magbawas ng ilang pounds, 'di ba? Parang walang kinalaman yung carbo loading. Ang point niya is to stock yung energy, yung food, yung fuel mo. Pero kung ang goal mo is magpapayat while cycling, walang kinalaman yung carbo loading. Yung carbo loading is just for one day after, or yung event na pinaghahandaan mo, or yung malaking ride na gagawin mo. So, pagdating sa weight maintenance or weight loss, dyan na papasok yung sinasabi, yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina na overall nutrition, yung sustainability ng diet mo, ng fueling, ng hydration. So, baka lang may maguluhan na sabi nila, kailangan payat ka para umahon ng ganito.
Or baka gusto nila mukhang payat lang. Siyempre, nakapayat ka. Laki ng chan mo. Carbo load ka the night before, di ba? So, umpisa pa lang, parang, uy, di ba? Hindi ensayado to, laki ng chan. Di ba? So, baka yun. At tapos, coach, so nag-ride na tayo, ganyan. Recovery naman, anong magandang, kasi yung iba, like we said earlier, nag-ride ng 100K, recovery ko, mag-all you can eat ako, or di ba? Parang, ano ba yung magandang, for recovery? What's the right amount? What's the right food to eat after a long ride?
Well, maganda doon. Right after a long ride, yun yung okay na time mag-carbs actually. Kailangan maganda mag-intake ng sugar noon. Actually, sugar. Well, carbs kasi nagiging sugar naman eh, 'di ba? So, yun yung best time to consume yung carbs. But syempre, again, relative yun. Depende rin sa state kung nasan ka. If you're like, yun nga, kumbaga, di ba, merong nandyan to be healthy, merong nandyan to perform, and then merong people like they're like Paco to compete. So those are very different protocols as well on refueling. But for the general population there to, yung parang gitna ng live and perform, you know, like parang weekend warriors type or after ride, it's a good time to intake quality carbs. You know, and then parang I believe nothing too drastic naman na maglulunod ka nga sa kung ano-anong rin, or treat yourself or what. But syempre, having said that, important then for you to treat yourself, but treat yourself responsibly. You know. Also, by the way, yung message kanina si Chike Sobrevina, so she's one of the coaches also in Team Dominate.
Si Coach
She's
Chike.
She's the one na talaga, super dialed in yan on macro counting. So siya yung nag-handle ng macro counting there. And so she actually balances yung sa nutrition na yun. And then she balances between parang bodybuilding and Crossfit. So parang mini-meet ni Coach Chike yan. Yeah.
Ayan. Ito may question from Chris Rodriguez. Not sure kung pasok sa topic to, pero ano yung usual cause ng headache after a long ride? So si Earl sila, I guess sila Ito isa sagot ni Earl Bautista, dehydration.
Dumaan ka ba sa bike shop tapos nakita mo yung presyo na
Pagastos. Or
Sumakit
tinawagan
yung
na
ulo.
ng pinapauwi na ng asawa, nasa ano pa, malayo pa. Yun, sakto. Pero ano ba, actually ngayon, feeling ko, these past few days, one could be dehydration kasi sobrang init, di ba? So, baka kulang yung intake, yung normal intake ng tubig natin na, kunyari, sanay ka na, 1-2 bottles ka lang per ride. Siguro ngayon, baka more kasi grabe yung init. 2, kulang ka sa nutrition. May iba kasi ayaw kumain.
Baka mali yung fuel. Pwede rin mali yung pag-fuel niya. Oo.
Kasi may iba talaga hindi
kumain.
May iba kasi ayaw kumain during the ride eh. Di ba? So, parang maganda sa picture. Flat yung chan mo sa picture pag hindi ka kumain. Yun.
Pwede rin pwede rin puyat. Di ba? Pwede kulang sa tulog.
Puyat.
Also a big factor,
Yes.
yeah.
Ito, si Jer. Good evening, Jer. Jer Victor. Is it advisable to take supplements like whey powder and BCAA after an intense ride?
Sige, ako personally, my point of view there, I'd rather, for example, my athletes really get the protein they need from actual food. Kumbaga, as much as possible, I want them to, last resort yung supplements. Kaya nga supplement eh. That's the last resort. Hindi yun yung go-to. BCAA, well, ano rin yun, yun yung building blocks ng protein, no? But maraming debate on BCAA. I feel na maraming tao feeling it's a waste of money, actually, ang BCAA. But we don't, ako personally, hindi naman ako expert dito sa supplementation field na to, no? But for me, the only supplements that I personally use and I recommend to my students are 3 things. So one is yung whey isolate. So yung hindi yung ma-sugar. So 0 sugar yung pag-isolate protein talaga. Number 2 would be creatine. Creatine, wala pang negative na naging studies about creatine in like a 30-year study. So creatine will not yung pure creatine, not the blends, hindi yung marami ko anong hinahalo. So pure creatine, that will greatly aid in your recovery and muscle repair, muscle na pag na-maintain din ng muscle. And then third will be fish oil. Fish oil. I really believe in fish oil. So in joints, takes care of your joints. And all that. Maraming effect yung fish oil. And then if you're really an endurance athlete na kulang pa rin yung food, I think magagawin din siguro si Paco dito. Some athletes really supplement din carb. There's carb supplements nga rin talaga. So yun, that's my take on supplements. How about you, Paco and Mars?
Ako, to be honest, nag-take ako I did that, whey and yung BCAA, try mo siya during the ride. Parang, during the ride, yung BCAA, kasi parang, well, from my experience, gives you a little added energy. Kasi kami, that was the time I was training with yung team ko, Unilab and Endurance Lab. Yun. So, pag spirited ride, high pace, na-notice ko, mas may energy ka, hindi ka nagka-cramp.
Yeah.
Which is probably the same effect na if I took probably Vitargo. Tama, yung mga, di ba, or perpetuum ng Hammer Nutrition, ganyan. Ganun din siya eh. Parang during the ride, may isa kang bottle na supplement, like, either BCAA, Vitargo, perpetuum, ganyan. Or Tailwind. Tapos, may isang bottle ka na water lang. Tapos, yung whey powder, ang effect sa akin after, yung mga training ride, mas mabilis mag-recover. Kasi dati parang, 2 days after, durog yung legs mo, yung ramdam mo lahat ng ano. Yung whey powder, I guess, mas mabilis kasi siya mag-absorb. Pero ito kasi, I was training. Parang everyday ako either ride, nag-workout with coach. So, kailangan ng recovery. So, it helped sa recovery para makatrain ako the next day. Ganun yung effect niya sa akin.
Yeah.
Pero, again, yung whey powder, may endurance sport specific din yan eh. Like yung recoverite ng hammer, it's whey with electrolytes. So, masulit kasi nga, ubos yung electrolytes mo rin kasi ubos yung water sa katawan mo. So, yung mga ganon, yung mga endurance sport specific, andyan na yung whey pero may kasama ng electrolytes. Diba? So, parang kang uminom ng whey protein at uminom ka ng Pocari. Parang, I guess, parang ano.
Yeah.
So, ayan, ikaw. Kayo, ano bang pang pro?
Well, usually, kasi pag hindi ko alam yung intense ride. So siguro sa isip ko yung intense ride yung race siguro or baka intense ride na training after. So kasi ang focus ko talaga pag nagra-ride is yung fueling and yung nutrition on the bike. Para pagdating mo after ng bike, after ng training, hindi ka, syempre pagod ka, syempre nag-relax ka, so mafe-feel mo yung effort mo, yung intensity ng workout. Pero hindi ka yung naghahanap ng, yung parang malamang na-feel mo na yun after ng isang WOD, coach, o ikaw Mars, pagkatapos ng ODAX, or parang gusto mong dumiretso ng McDo or kung saan man, di ba, para lang may maisubo na masarap, di ba? Or uminom ng Coke. So, usually hindi ko nararamdaman yung ganong klaseng gutom or uhaw kasi throughout the ride, nag-fuel ako ng maayos and ng consistent every 15-30 minutes kahit hindi ka uhaw. So, yung supplements ko after, meron kaming protocol na sinusunod ngayon sa team na same nung kay Mars, whey, pati electrolytes. So usually pag nakikita mo sa races na malalaglag na yung rider, babalik mo na yan sa kotse kasi ang iaabot sa kanya yung electrolytes. Tapos, kasi wala nang kotse sa likod. Ang tawag nga dito, ang Portuguese ng sweeper, car, karo, basura. So literal lang. Basura ka na. So naranasan ko na yan. So, babalik ka sa kotse kasi malayo pa eh. Pwedeng nalaglag ka sa isang ahon sa gitna ng race. So, may 2 hours ka pa, 1 hour 30 bago ka matapos. Babalik ka sa kotse, bibigyan ka ng mga bar, ng electrolytes para may karga ka lang. Tapos magte-training ka na pa-finish. Tapos pagdating sa finish, yun agad. Kasi ang pinaka-accessible, yung pinakamadaling inumin is whey and electrolytes. Minsan kasi from the finish line to the hotel, may transfer na medyo malayo, mga more than 30 minutes. So, kailangan mong uminom agad, magpahinga ng konti bago ka makakaligo at makakain. So, I suppose parehas nung kay Mars na whey, electrolytes, mostly yun covered ka na doon.
Or bakit may araw na, alam mo, nag-ride ka, tapos ka ng mga lunchtime, long ride, 100. Tapos, gabi na, gutom ka pa rin. Alam mo yun, nangyayari ba sa inyo yun? Yung buong araw ka kumakain, yung after ride, dumating ka sa bahay, lunchtime, nag-lunch ka, 2 o'clock, kain ka na. Yung mayat-maya, may napupulot ka, subo ka na subo. Di ba? Tapos gabi na, gutom ka pa rin. Bakit ganun? Mali yung, anong mali doon? Di ba? Bakit ako gutom pa rin? Umupak na ako ng lunch. Nakita ko na yung cookies dyan sa table. Kumain na ako ng, nag-order na ng merienda na whatever. Di ba? Pumunta ako mall, kumain akong turon. Pero gutom pa rin. Gabi na, patulog na ako, gutom pa rin ako. Di ba?
Pwedeng ka rin on Mars. Pwede rin dehydrated ka. Minsan, minsan di rin alam ng tao difference ng gutom at dehydration eh. Oo. kunwari nangyayari sa akin yun, ang ginagawa ko, kasi syempre pag food trip ka ng todo, kumbaga yung parang sabi ni Paco na deposit ka ng deposit na unnecessary na di ba? So ang ginagawa ko na isa sa mga hack is nagtutoothbrush na ako agad. Kasi pag nagtoothbrush ka,
Ibig sabihin,
kasi pag nag-toothbrush ka, pangit na lahat ng food Parang bakal na lasa ng lahat ng food. So, hindi na ako matitempt kumain. So, nag-toothbrush na ako.
Maganda yan,
Pag gano'n.
Yeah. Tsaka pag nag-toothbrush ka, ibig sabihin na wala nang kain after.
Bawal na. Mag-toothbrush ulit.
Mag-toothbrush ka pa ulit. Diba?
Isa pa lang tip na binigay sa amin ng nutritionist dito. Every time na pagising mo, pati after ng ride, ang una mong inumin, kahit before ng whey, electrolytes, tubig. Talagang tubig lang. Minom ka ng hanggang medyo mabusog ka kasi hindi ka naman malulunod sa kakainom ng tubig Iihi mo lang siguro yung sobra pero hindi mapapahamak yung buhay mo sa sobrang tubig, di ba? So, inom ka lang ng tubig kasi yung sobra iihi mo lang. Tapos medyo replenished ka na and hindi ka kasing gutom kasi may laman na yung katawan mo.
Ito, sabi ni Earl Bautista, ako ginagawa ko after ride, food trip. Yung tipong ulam mo is may sabaw. Tapos kapag nakaramdam ko ulit ng gutom, nagpapabusog na ako sa tubig. Masabaw yung tubig. Diba? Yun talaga, yun. Para, yung tiyan mo puno agad.
yung approach na yun ni Earl, pwede rin pag may hangover ka, di ba? Sabaw.
Pwede rin. Sabaw at tubig. Sakto sa hangover yung sa bawat tubig na yan.
Yeah.
Diba? So, ideally, I guess, yung nutrition mo, hindi lang, diba, day before the ride. Paano ba nag-aano yun? Yung, kailangan, diba, I guess that, yun yung natin na, hindi lang siya pag may ride ako bukas, the day before, tsaka lang ako conscious na, okay, kakain ako ng healthy kasi may ride, or kakount ko yung kakainin ko. Diba?
Yeah.
Parang, it's a habit, diba? It's a life's part na siya na, yan,
siguro
it's
isa
a
nating
lifestyle. Yan ang
siguro isa nating pwedeng itanong kay Coach. Yung kung ang basis natin is yung normal na Filipino diet, as in 3 to 4 meals a day na may kanin, breakfast, lunch, dinner, may merienda, normal na ulam, kanin, sabaw minsan, di ba? Ano yung mga choices na pwede nating gawin or at least pwede nating basis ng options sa everyday na diet ng isang normal na Filipino? Kasi usually lahat kahit ako kung pag nasa Pilipinas ako, ganun lang rin yung diet ko Parang umaga to silog, di ba? Lunch, uwi ka, may pasisig, di ba? Tapos sa gabi, kare-kare kung ano man, di ba? So, kung ginagawa mo yun consistently everyday, ano yung mga small choices or kahit big choices na pwede mong palitan dahan-dahan para makapunta ka doon sa right direction na mas maayos na nutrition?
Nice. Alright. Okay yung tanong na yun, Paco. So I think ang pinakauna doon na malaki yung magiging effect is to remove processed food sa choices mo. So as much as possible talagang real food. So yun din yung number one natin kanina, eat real food. So kasi 'di ba lahat naman, so when I say real food, hindi yung gawa ng mga taong naka-lab coat na sobrang baba ng cost pero sobrang sarap kasi meron silang responsibility shareholders nila kumbaga 'di ba? Trabaho nila yun So eating real food as in talagang yun nga talagang yung magpe-perish agad-agad yung totoong pagkain
yung
number one. So so eliminate muna processed food. So yung mga junk syempre, yung soft drinks, that's also a big yung mga iced tea rin, yung mga milk tea syempre, that's medyo high on ano yan eh.
Yari
Sobrang taas
tayo
yun sa
dyan.
sobrang
Patay.
taas, sobrang taas. So I mean, ano lang, kumbaga hindi naman tanggalin, pero kumbaga i-moderate or medyo mas maging mindful tayo sa pag-consume ng mga ganong bagay. To go back to Paco's question, typical Filipino food. So, ano lang, yun, yung parang sa normal plate, yun nga, alat lang natin yung kalahati ng plate sa fruits and veggies as much as possible, fruits and veggies. Tapos yung pinakamalapit sa normal state niya, hindi yung parang pinaliguan na natin ng barbecue sauce or hindi 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 yung gano'n. So, yung medyo malapit sa normal state niya, half of your plate ganon, tas 1/4 yun, pwedeng yung kanin mo or kamote, kung depende sa choice mo. And then yung lean protein. So, mas okay rin kung mas more of chicken and seafood. You know, pero pork, if you're gonna eat pork, sobrang okay rin ng pork tenderloin. Yung part na yun. Kasi una-una mura, pangalawa super dali niya i-digest ng katawan natin. So okay rin yun sa pork, yung pork tenderloin part. Or sa palengke ata lomo. Tama ba, Mars? Lomo yun sa palengke, di ba? Pag pork tenderloin.
Hindi ko alam.
Alam ko lomo yun. Alam ko lomo yun.
Basta alam ko, rule of thumb niyan para alam mo kung ano yung dapat mo kainin. Basta hindi siya napapanis ng isang linggo, wag mo kainin. Kasi for sure may preservatives yan, may ano. So kung 1 week yan na iwan mo dyan sa labas at hindi siya mapapanis, chances are may halo yan, processed food yan.
Before ata yun sa sa Mang Inasal.
P4. Parang burger mga ano.
Tapos going back dun sa Mars, may gusto akong add dun sa sinabi mo kanina lang quickly about yung what was it again? Anyway, more of yung sa nutrition, no, na hindi yung parang pag ride day lang o pag game day lang or 3 days before dun lang magkakarir bigla. Nutrition talaga is daily discipline. Kumbaga, it's daily discipline. It's kasi kung nga lahat tayo dali mag-set ng goal eh. Dali mag-set ng goal eh. Dali mag-set na, gusto ko maging sub X amount time yung ride, yung 100 kilometer ko next labas ko. Gusto ko mag-lose ng 10 pounds of pure fat. Gusto ko, ang dali ng goal. Pero, madali yun eh. Pero yung hard part doon is the process behind it. So that includes yun nga, dialing in your nutrition, your recovery, your sleep, the way you think, stress levels. Actually, stress levels, pinakamadaling way to address that is if you review your relationship with your friends, with your family. Kasi parang if good ka naman dun sa, kunwari, core group mo, friends mo, family mo, lahat, I'm for sure hindi rin ganun kataas yung magiging stress levels mo eh. So, good news doon, again, lahat yun controllable. But it's really a long process. It's really a drip. Kumbaga yung parang sa swero, di ba? Drip, 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 drip. Hindi yung fire hose na boom. Isang gusto ka agad nasa finish line na. So, it really takes that a daily discipline and to really embrace the process more than anything. Yeah. So, yun.
Ito, Carl Manuel, may questions lang. Will a low-carb diet work with cycling or should I only apply that for days na fully sedentary?
Well, ayan, si Paco ulit to. Cycling.
Well, Carl, yung kanina kong sinabi na usually yung diet na sinusunod namin ngayon, doon sa mga high-intensity na days na kailangan mo lumabas ng more than 3 or 4 hours na nasa labas ka, magbabike, or meron kang high intensity workout sa araw na yon, doon mo usually ilalagay yung hindi naman siguro high carb diet pero nandun ka sa medyo moderate carbs na intake. Tapos sa mga days na hindi mo siya kailangan, hindi ka kakain ng masyado. Hindi naman siguro actually low carb pero hindi zero eh. Parang ang gusto mo ang idea ko sa isip ko for 7 days na meron kang 5 or 6 days na active. Gusto mo makita na parang balanced yung diet mo for the full 7 days. May days na kailangan mo yung carbs, so kakain ka ng carbs. May days na hindi mo masyado kailangan, so babawasan mo. So, yung baseline mo, yung average mo for the whole week, balanced. Yun yung idea ko na parang guide ko parate na okay, ito yung araw na high intensity, dito ko ilalagay yung mas maraming rice or sweet potato or bread. Yung days na parang rest day lang or easy spin, pwede kang ano ba, salad, ganyan. May konting, di ba? Pero hindi mo, kasi hindi ka naman full, ewan ko kung paano ka nagre-rest day, pero sa araw ng rest day or talagang fully sedentary, hindi ka naman nagiging 100% na sedentary. May ginagawa ka pa rin di ba? So,
True.
Ang idea ko, kung talagang may pagdududa ka sa mga bagay, ang gusto mo parate is more balanced na diet, tingin ko.
True.
Tsaka may options kasi pag I guess yung common notion is pag sinabing carbs, automatic kanin, bread, pasta, tsaka kanin, bread, pasta, potatoes. 'Di ba? Yun eh. Parang pag sinabi nating no carbs, ganyan. May iba ka rin kasing options eh. Yun na nga like vegetables, carb yan. Di ba, mga broccoli, lettuce.
Yes.
Di ba, mga leafy vegetables, spinach. Carbs din siya, pero di ba, hindi lang naman kasi pag sinabing carb, rice. Di ba?
Yeah.
Di ba kasi ganun eh. Pag sabi, carb load, rice, pasta. May iba ka namang options na mas madaling i-process ng katawan mo or mas so yun, pwede ka naman mag-carbs everyday. Piliin mo lang kung anong carbs yung kakainin mo. So, kung may ride ka bukas, sige, mag-rice ka. Pero pag daily, may carbs ka pa rin, but in a different form. Like, di ba? Fruits, vegetables, ganyan.
And yun nga, yung sabi kanina ni Coach na yung eat real food, di ba? So, kung may choice ka na may pwede kang palitan na artificial carbs na usually kinakain mo habang nagre-ride or before mag-ride or pag nagre-rest ka, pwede mong palitan ng real food, di ba? Tapos, mas overall, mas maganda para sa'yo.
Sure. Ako yung nakita ko dun sa question kanina was yung parehas yung nakita rin ni Paco yung tsaka ni Mars, yung word na sedentary. So baka mamaya ang mahirap doon, baka mamaya todo ride ng weekend. Tapos parang, 'di ba? Kasi baka hindi naman syempre, kunwari si Paco pro talaga, but yung word na sedentary, maganda rin yung balance, 'di ba? So hindi rin yung baka mamaya banat ng todo pag weekend pero Monday to Friday. Medyo Netflix and chill ka. Kasi meron akong actually nabasang article about that. No? So, parang sinasabi nila na sitting is the new smoking. So, kasi parang kunwari ganito, no? I read this article na merong isang office na, di ba, yun nga, tinanggal na yung smoking. Di ba? Tinanggal na yung smoking sa kailangan, 'di ba, ngayon malayo na yung mga smoking area ngayon di ba? So what happened was after like 3 months of this ni-regulate yung smoking na yun malayo na. Nag parang physical exam yung kumpanya. And then guess what? Parang mas naging fitter yung mga smokers. Kasi yung naglalakad sila every day, nag-walking every day to smoke that cigarette. So, kumbaga, really, movement is also really key versus in sedentary, yes.
Tsaka especially so, now na pandemic. Kasi, kunyari tayo, mag-workout or magre-ride in the morning. Pero nawawala yung, kasi I guess most people work from home. Wala yung maglalakad ka papuntang parking, aakyat ka ng hagdan. Yung normal, pupunta ka sa cafeteria para kumain. Yung number of steps na dating ginagawa mo as in totally nabawasan kasi nga work from home. Dati kahit hindi ka nag-workout, may ginagawa ka eh. Shopping, maglakad ka sa mall, mag-grocery, mag-whatever. So, yun, kailangan, like what Coach was saying, yun yung nawawala, hindi natin napapansin na kulang sa fitness natin lahat. Yung mga hindi natin napapansin na daily steps and na dati natin ginagawa. Ito, importante to kay Dr. Kring. Coach, what about those into fitness but are alcohol drinkers? What alcohol beverage would you recommend? Priorities
alcohol beverage. Oo, parang yung sa zone yan. No, syempre, first and foremost, pumili na tayo ng kung maglalagay na tayo ng alcohol sa katawan, pili na tayo ng medyo high quality. Medyo iwas na tayo sa medyo,
empty lights.
Basta, marami ko alam dito, alcohol. Basta yung alcohol, pag nilagay mo sa freezer, pag nilagay mo yung alak sa freezer at nag-freeze, may halo yan.
Yes.
Pag pag magandang alcohol yan, ilagay mo sa freezer yan, hindi mag-yelo yan. Kasi walang halong tubig, walang halong additives. So yan. Ako, number 1 yan.
Recommended alcohol ko would be, going back to Doc Ring's question, is vodka and tequila. Actually yung mga clear vodka, tequila, whiskey, yung mga yan, medyo low calories sa mga yan eh. Pero, syempre when I say tequila, mag-invest na tayo sa tequila na totoo. Yun nga. Hindi yung same thing with the vodka, with the rum and the whiskey. Mostly clear alcohols. Pero ang soju, except soju medyo mataas ang calories niyan. So I think ang soju, if I'm not mistaken, nasa 500 calyan per bottle. That small green.
Parang marami nalungkot na
Ang patron na tequila, 69 calories per shot. So walang sugar. Ang gin walang sugar. So maganda rin.
Yun, gin din. Tama.
Gin.
Yes.
Gin walang yan.
Tsaka syempre, the more quality yung inumin mo, mas less chances ka rin of hangover eh.
Yeah. Diba? Well, depende rin siguro kung parang hindi rin. Ang dami ko na nainom na high quality. Wow! Sama pa rin ang gising ko eh.
Meron na mga nagko-compute ilan yung kapalit ng portion ng lettuce sa tequila.
Diba? Pero wag lang yung problema lang sa alcohol, kunyari riding, chances are, kasi ako ilang beses ko na ginawa to, pulikat yan for sure. Cramps ka rin for sure. Kasi nadidehydrate ka. So yung nag-ODAX tayo, yung huling so kami coach, we did a 200-kilometer ride. I drank 2 nights before. Wala. Cramps. Wala pang 3/4 nung ride. Cramps na ako. Deads na. Kasi nga, sobrang akong dehydrated. Pupunta akong Subic. Yeah. May hangover pa ako pupuntang Subic. Ganyan. Akala ko kung itulog ko lang siya, okay na ako. Hindi. Cramps yan for sure. Wag lang. Baka after ride treat mo, sige, inom kang isang malamig na beer, whatever.
Yeah, okay yun. Yeah.
Yan. Isang malamig na yung nag-yellow beer yun. Solid.
Yeah.
Sarap nun.
Ayan, Doc Ring, pwedeng uminom ng alcohol.
Pwede,
sabi ni Ino Sarsa, Kring Quizon, I drink barley tea. Solve to as substitute to alcohol. Barley tea.
Hindi ko pa ito na-encounter ko. Marsen pa ako. So hindi ako
comment
on barley.
Ako rin eh.
May kinalaman ba yan sa Sante Barley?
Sige, masubukan kaya yung barley tea.
So nakakalasing, kung substitute sa alcohol, nakakalasing kaya feeling ng barley tea?
Oo nga eh. Anong tama yan?
Pakisagot na lang, Ino. Baka.
Ino,
Oo nga,
may
oo.
tama ba yan?
Ano ba tong barley tea na to?
May ano ba yan?
back at-
Happy. Happy ba tayo dyan after? Chikeso Brevinas. Daily steps can be a good marker of daily activity level. Whether you work out, less than 5,000 steps is sedentary. Yan.
Sedentary.
So,
steps, yes.
So, kailangan talaga maggalaw-galaw tayo. No?
Galaw-galaw, yes. True.
And then, before I forget, like we always say, if you're trying to monitor how many calories you burn during the ride, kung naka-Strava kayo at wala kayong power meter or whatever, huwag kayong maniniwala sa reading ng Strava. Kasi, di ba, ang taas ng reading ng calories. So, kunyari, we'll do the same ride. Ako, may power meter ako to compute my effort. Yung kasama mo wala. Sa akin lalabas 1,000 calories. Sa kanya, 3,500. Diba? Parang, tapos uupak siya ng 3,000 calories after. Not knowing na hindi accurate yung data na sinusunod. So,
yeah.
So wag natin masyadong ibe-base sa mga ganyan.
Tapos sumagot na si Ino.
Barley tea, 0 ka. Pero for some reason, kapag marami ako naiinom nito, nakakaantok. Barley. Pero gusto yata ni Doc Ring, yung pag nakainom siya ng barley tea, sasayaw ba siya sa table niya? Lalakas doon. Basta, yung lalakas ba loob niya sa karaoke niya?
Sa barley tea.
Pero barley nga is tama. Tama si Earl. Brew kettle primary ingredient niya is barley. Well, beer in general, di ba? Barley tsaka mots, tama ba? Yun yung active ingredient ng beer. Yun naman yung ingredients. So, si Kring. Na-justify ang pag-inom ni Kring.
Meron din alam ko mga wheat beer. Hindi ko alam kung ganun din yung effect niya. Pero kung may gustong sumubok na...
Pakikwento na lang sa amin.
Pakikwento na lang yung mga karaoke nights niyo.
Pero yun,
wheat beer.
Yun, try natin yung barley tea na yan para ma-review natin yung barley tea. Kring, barley tea night daw tayo. Ayan. So ito, before we, kasi overtime na naman tayo, dapat di ba? 9:38 na. And then, what are some, since we've talked about nutrition na and everything, what are some basic movements that they can do at home? Yung simple lang, yung hindi naman, di ba, yung nakakatulong din sa cycling na, di ba, yung magagawa lang nila sa bahay on their own.
Yeah, sige.
Simple lang, yung pinaka-basic.
For me, dalawang pinaka-importanting bagay for me, syempre for longevity, no? Longevity talaga. I think we're majority naman of us are in this for the longevity. Longevity meaning life play. Meaning life play na, 'di ba? Kunwari ako, parang wala akong interest umabot ng 120 years old kung by 60 bedridden ako. Yes. You know, I'd rather salute at mag-goodbye at 82. Pero nung morning, let's say nakapag-windsurf ka, nung hapon, nag-grow ka or nakapag-workout ka lang konti. Nung gabi, kumain ka pa ng dinner with the family and then deads ka na. Mas gusto kong ganun at 82. Diba? So, life play. Anyway, so for longevity, may mga mag-aano lang ako, quick info drop na lang ako on longevity. Tapos mako-cover na rin dito yung questions natin, Mar. So number one, I feel ang pinaka-importante for everyone, na pinaka-simple is to not take your range of motion for granted. So ROM, yung range of motion. So having said that, yung range of motion, kailangan mo i-optimize doon yung hip function mo. So hip function, madami tayong ginagawa with the hip. Yun yung hinges, that's how we jump, that's how we walk, that's how we get to point A to point B. No? You'd be surprised na may mga ibang tao na at 25, hirap na mag-below parallel sa squat. So, and the only way to cure that is to actually squat more or increase your mobility, work on your flexibility, your range of motion. So target mo yung hip function and then yung shoulder function. After hip functionality, shoulder functionality. So, di ba, anything over the head. Kasi kunwari, sige, with hip function, pag hip function kasi minsan naisip natin masyadong technical yun, yung mga deadlift or mga squat. Pero pag inisip mo, minsan may mga ibang tao, hindi, kunwari may nalaglag na ball pen na hindi na maabot yung pen sa floor. Hindi naman dahil mataba or what, or overweight or more of talagang hip functionality na or yung range of motion kulang na. Another is yung shoulder functionality. So, may ibang tao na hindi kaya lagay itong bicep behind the ear. Na, alam mo yun, yung hindi talaga kaya i-overhead. Di ba? May mga
So, ilan sa inyo sumubok? Ilan sa inyo sumubok?
So, try nyo lagay. Kailangan sa good measure. Okay. Ganito.
Pati yung hindi kaya dilaan yung hindi kaya dilaan
Hindi
yung
nyo kailangan dilaan yung elbow nyo. Di ba? Lahat sila gumanong ganun. Parang,
hindi natin kailangan ng mga circus freaks. Pero kumbaga, a good way to assess your shoulder functionality is if kaya nyo dikit yung bicep nyo sa likod ng tenga nyo with your elbow straight.
Ayan na.
Ayan na.
nila lahat yan. Gaganon na sila lahat.
May mga iba na gaganon dyan Pero kailangan kaya mo yun, idikit yung bicep mo sa likod ng tenga mo. Kumbaga, kasi anong kasama nun? Isipin mo sobrang dami ng shoulder movements na katapat nun. Yung, kunwari, kahit hanggang sa airplane na paglagay ng overhead compartment, pagtanggal ng t-shirt, like even the mga basic na ganun. So hip functionality and then shoulder functionality is number one. So pag magagawa niyo yun, hip functionality, basic dyan would be your squats. So again, when you squat, kailangan targetin natin na your hips or your butt should be below parallel. Kumbaga mas mababa sa tuhod nyo yung butt nyo. Your hips should be below your knees, kumbaga, so to speak. Yung shoulder functionality, yun, na-mention ka na earlier. After yung mga yun, range of motion, hip functionality, shoulder functionality, what we also need to not neglect is to train with loads or yung strength. Basically, just to maintain that muscle mass na needed, whether cycling tayo or MMA fighter or ballet or gymnast, whatever. So, importante talaga yung muscle mass. Muscle mass din yung pinaka, actually, yun Parang yun ang pinaka, paano ba tawag doon? Ano ba yung reverse aging? Yun ang pinaka nakakatulong mag-anti-age is if you maintain your muscle mass. If you want to look younger, you need to recruit your muscle mass. Mag-recruit tayo ng muscles, di ba? Having said that, let's change na our mentality on, let's prioritize movement over muscles. So tapon na natin yung nakaraan na legs day, chest day, bicep day. So palitan na natin siya ng actual movement na designed yung body natin as human beings. So run, jump, squat, push, pull, yung mga bagay na yun. Then yung nabanggit ko kanina, exercise on your feet. So yun, sitting is the new smoking. So lagi lang tayo, galaw-galaw lang every day. And then, yun, importante rin to vary your training. Kumbaga yung napag-usapan din natin kanina, Mars and Paco, na syempre kung puro bike lang, magiging underdeveloped yung ibang parte ng katawan natin. So we want to be the jack of all trades. You know what I mean? Like kaya natin kunwari tumakbo ng 10K easily while also carrying, let's say our body weight. Kaya rin natin buhatin ng body weight natin. So So, kumbaga, para anything, kumbaga parang Walking Dead ba? Yung mga nangyayari sa Walking Dead. Siyempre gusto mo i-recruit sa team mo yung mga kayang mag-handle ng mga kahit anong etapa ng sitwasyon kaya to handle. So may endurance ka, may strength ka, may power ka. You know. And then last but not the least, which is also in connection with everything that we talked about today, is to always respect intensity. Iba-ibang intensity ang iba-ibang tao eh. 'Di ba? Minsan diyan pumapasok yung ego. Kunwari, meron tayong gustong habul. Like, kunwari, ako, for example, makaride ko si Paco, tapos manggigil ako, try kong habulin si Paco. Siyempre, di ba? Like, light years, sobrang layo ni Paco. So, parang ibig sabihin, doon pumapasok yung mga injury, doon may mga nasasaktan, doon may mga na-aksidente. So yun, we always want to also respect yung intensity. And always, syempre ang goal naman natin lahat, whether cycling, CrossFit, or whatever, our goal is to always be stronger, better versions, not get hurt. So yun, that's my principles there. If you wanna learn more about it, or if you wanna ask for workouts, feel free to reach out dun sa mga nag-message. Oo, anytime. So
post natin yung ang Instagram ni Coach.
Sige. Yes.
Ayan.
So,
message
so
lang si Coach. Yes. So if you have questions, if you wanna ask about training programs na I guess off the bike but complementary, yung na makakatulong din sa pagre-ride nyo, yung mas specific sa gusto nyo, syempre sa cycling. Yan, just message Coach David for like di ba? Inquire about programs, kasama na yung nutrition niyo dyan, yung daily nutrition. Tapos, Zoom lang naman eh. So, Zoom classes, online lang siya. So, if you guys if you guys are interested, ayan, we'll leave his Instagram account there for those who want to sign up.
Yeah.
So, okay siya, masaya.
Other than those who want to sign up, like, if you have any questions regarding CrossFit, or anything in general, syempre about CrossFit and nutrition. I really
Coach,
I really respond. I try to respond to every single person who sends me a DM. Syempre hindi naman tayo madamot with helping other people. So, yes. So, message lang for anything I may help you out with. So there.
Ito si Aleth. Good evening, Aleth. Ayan, Coach, how often dapat yung off-the-bike exercises in a week and how many hours? What is enough? Really, sir? Diba? Ilan ba?
Yeah, that's a good question. Depends then on how often Aleth rides. Diba? But siguro like if talagang puro ride, maganda ideally siguro ma-alternate natin. Or, okay, hindi, kasi kunwari, pwede rin naman siyang accessory work eh. Like, hindi naman siya necessarily CrossFit na high intensity off the bike ride. Pwede rin tayo mag-accessory work like kunwari, let's build our upper body by seated shoulder press, na kahit low intensity, just to focus on building strength. But to answer, Aleth, ideally, maganda yan, i-alternate. If talaga mas dominant ka mag-bike, just don't forget to do accessory work along with your rides.
Ayan.
Ayan. So si Aleth, you can send me a message, Aleth, on that. Then we can drill down on that.
Ayan si Aleth. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday ride. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday run. Wow.
Wow. So talagang So medyo si Beast, medyo freak.
Lakas si Aleth. Malakas si Aleth.
So in that case, Aleth, siguro like kahit mga 30 minutes. So kunwari dun sa mga days that you run, siguro just add kahit 30 minutes of strength training. Then you end it off with your run. And then I hope when you do your runs, it's not then na parang 10K ka rin thrice a week. on top of your, so I mean, depends siguro kung anong sport talaga ginagawa mo, Aleph, no? But important dun is to just put some strength exercises siguro before you run. That's number one. Number two, with considering all your activities, don't forget to to refuel, to fuel properly. So that will also give you the most gains and the bang for your buck sa lahat ng pahirap na ginagawa mo.
Hindi, tsaka maganda rin kasi with the accessory work and strength training. Kasi di ba, ito pa ako, pag marami dyan yung endurance athlete, pero pag nakita mo mukhang may sakit. Di ba yung sobrang payat, mukhang may sakit, wala nang laman. Ang maganda with a little, di ba, na may accessory training is, you lose weight, you get fit, but
Yes.
pati yung katawan mo humahaba na may konti ka namang may konting muscle, yung may laman-laman ka naman where you need to. Kasi iba talaga mukhang, di ba, pag parang mukhang may sakit na eh. So, para rin, di ba? Balance nga, balance, di ba? Maganda rin tignan.
Ayan.
I think baka yung mga tao na yan... Go.
tulad ng sabi ni Mars, parang think about a line, no? Like a straight line. So sa dulo ng line, yung dulo ng isang line is let's say isang endurance athlete. 'Di ba? Pag nag-isip kasi ako ng endurance athlete, ang mga naisip ko yung mga Kenyan na career sa mga takbuhan talaga, 'di ba? So yung endurance athlete na yun. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, I want you to think about yung mga strongman. Yung mga sila, di ba yung sa Game of Thrones?
The Mountain, Eddie Hall.
Ayun, yung mga yun. So think about those two people, di ba? So si Kenyan and then si The Mountain. No disrespect to Kenyans, by the way. Yun lang kasi madalas magdo-dominate yung mga Kenyans sa mga endurance na takbuhan, di ba? Anyway, so Kenyan and The Mountain. So what we want to be, like kunwari, sige, si Kenyan, kaya niyang tumakbo ng buong araw, 'di ba? Kaya tumakbo ng buong araw, walang problema. Si The Mountain, kaya niyan mag-deadlift siguro ng mga 2,000 pounds, for example, 'di ba? Hypothetically, hindi ko alam yung exact numbers pero
500 kilos.
Off the chart.
Ang record nila 500 kilos sa deadlift.
500 kilos. Okay, so almost mga 1,000, so mga 1,000 pounds, more than 1,000 pounds. So pero kunwari, si Kenyan, so kung kaya ni The Mountain mag 1,000 pounds sa deadlift, si Kenyan, tingin mo kaya ba ni Kenyan buhatin kahit, kunwari si Kenyan, 100 pounds, tingin mo kaya magbuhat ni Kenyan ng 100 pounds sa deadlift? Baka mahirapan si Kenyan dun eh.
Mahirapan.
Or back squat pala, back squat na lang. Hindi kaya i-squat ni Kenyan yun for sure. Pero kunwari, si The Mountain, patakbuhin natin ng 1K or 2K, 3K, sige. Patakbuhin natin ng 3K si The Mountain. Baka for sure labas din ang dila ni The Mountain. Kasi, 'di ba? Dahil di naman siya nagtitrain on. So what I'm trying to kung ano yung pinapaano ko dito is we want to be in the middle. So we want to do that and kaya natin maipaghang dun sa mga endurance athletes. Not syempre like yung mga talagang elites, but parang we can hang with the casual rides every weekend. But also we can lift, 3/4 or twice our body weight, easily. So kumbaga, yun nga, functionality and longevity. So we want to be, the sweet spot is being in the middle of those two. Yeah, so that's the importance of accessory work.
Yun. Ito nga, pero tama ko sa'yo, remember before, ito nakita ko lang yung comment ni Aleth ulit. I'm a firm believer of core strength. I immediately feel the effect pag weak ang core or strong. So I remember before, I didn't have time to train for this ride I was supposed to do. So 1 month, nag-train lang ako with coach na, di ba, nag-gym training lang, mas functional, ganyan. And, yun, parang, strong yung core mo, yung everything was, di ba? Parang nag-ride din ako araw-araw. Pero, like you said, yung workouts, applicable to any sport. Eh. So, I guess yan, kung multi-sport ka, run, bike, swim, magandang accessory work din siya kasi nga it works for all your, di ba, yung totality siya eh, hindi lang siya, sa lahat gumagalaw.
Yes. True. Yeah.
Ito si Earl. Yung tipong isang bulate na lang yung hindi pumipirma, game over na. yung mga payat na mukhang may sakit.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Totoo yan. Parang nakakatakot eh. Mukhang may sakit eh. So yun. Parang maganda yung medyo mukhang healthy ka rin naman. Diba? Yun.
Yes.
So, ayan. So again, before we wrap, I guess, Coach, wrap. Kasi sorry, overtime na naman tayo, isang oras na naman.
Yeah.
Ano lang natin ulit, how do they get in touch with you? How do they explore, getting into more, either accessory work, working out talaga, nutrition, everything. So, you can message. Yan.
Sige, yan. So, guys, just you feel free to reach out. No? So, we are David, not Goliath on Instagram. Hindi na ako nag-Facebook. Dahil hindi sketchy reasons. It's more of Facebook kasi Facebook has really nahanap nila yung way to really steal your time eh. Like naging sobrang galing na nila to really get your attention. So namili na lang ako ng isang social media platform. So in this case yun, Instagram. So we are David, not Goliath on Instagram. So we have an online training platform right now focusing on performance and longevity. So, nandun na yan. Total na yan. So, your training is there. Personalized nutrition approach depending on your goals and your lifestyle. Kasi yun nga, sustainability will be key. And also daily mind setting. It's something I think it's a lot of athletes neglect that muscle between their ears. So that mind setting is something that muscle is something we need to flex more often also, your brain. So that's also included there. So there, just feel free to reach out, guys, so there.
Yun. Sige, I've been training with Coach for ilang and ako sabihin ko laki, Coach, thank you for joining us. Yan.
Everyone, all right. Thank you very
much. Dami daw silang natutunan. Carl, Alvin, we learned a lot again. Thank you, Coach David. Yung mga comments.
Thank you.
So before we Coach, mayroon ka bang gustong batiin? You want to thank anyone, your personal sponsors, mention na natin para ma-share na natin sa kanila lahat. Sabihin mo na meron, di ba?
To say hi to the team, yung Dominate. So Dominate 247. So that's the name of our team. I just wanted to say hi to them. We actually celebrated our first year yesterday. So just a shout out to those guys. Kunwari si Mars was saying na the training helped him a lot, but actually it's more of his hard work. Kahit naman anong training ang ilagay dyan sa harap mo, kung hindi mo tatrabahuin, wala rin mangyayari. So having said that, that team really inspires me every day. So to the teammates who are listening, so yeah. Thanks for the support and always making me want to level up daily. So there, that's it. Free Athlete Co for all your CrossFit equipment as well. Well, not CrossFit, training equipment. Plug ko lang yung Free Athlete kasi madami rin nag-shopping ngayong pandemic. Ngayong pandemic, 'di ba, daming nag-build ng daming nag-build ng mga home gym. Ang nangyari kasi sometimes is bumili ng mura and then after a few months nasira na, then bibili ulit. So parang kumbaga na doble pa yung gasto. So nag-end up na mas mahal. So these guys are actually importing stuff from North America. So it's not even medyo hot topic ngayon ng China, no? So walang kinalaman na hindi made in China yung mga gamit ni hindi made in China to mga gamit ni Tydoc. So this is all from North America, and then it's really priced reasonably. And then yun. So buy once, buy right, isang bilihan na lang, bili na ng tama. So check them out at Instagram. So Free Athlete Co. Yun.
Pako, Meron ko gustong batiin. Nandiyan ba? Kasama mo ba? Ito si Steve Infante from Ibiza.
Yan,
Watching
Steve.
again. Steve, ano bang hello sa Spain?
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal?
Yun.
¿Todo bien?
Yun.
Natuloy ako na mag-Spanish. Tawag dito. Siyempre, as always, thank you kay Coach David dahil ang dami nating ang talagang point ng show natin is ma-educate tayo sa mga bagay na hindi natin alam. Tulad namin ni Mars, siguro yung 170 at 172.5 na crank pwede nating pag-usapan buong araw, pero yung nutrition na kailangan mong kainin sa normal na araw baka hindi natin masagot. So isa itong step para sa ating mas complete na hindi lang cyclist pero pagkatao siguro, di ba? Yun nga sabi ni Coach David kanina, yung muscle between the ears sobrang importante. Mentally, emotionally nagpo-progress tayo, nagkakaroon ng level up. So I think ang dami nating natutunan sa nutrition, sa supplementation, pati sa training na kahit hindi kayo nagbabike, I'm sure merong mga nanonood na hindi naman siklista talaga, mga fans ni Coach, di ba? Na baka pwede rin nating mabigyan ng konting kaliwanagan sa pagbibisikleta. Sana maingganyo sila ng konti. Panoorin niyo yung mga ibang episode or bilhin lang kayo ng bike, di ba? Pero, ayun, I'm sure maraming tulad ko na maraming natutunan sa episode na to. And isang step ito sa direction ng mas nagja-jive na mga culture and communities. Hindi lang tayo puro bike, hindi lang tayo puro Crossfit, or hindi lang tayo puro ganito. Nagkakaroon ng overlap, and yun yung hopefully mas magandang mundo in the future, di ba? Yan lang nasa isip ko ngayon na nagkakaroon ng gel, ng cultural exchange. Di ba? Socialization.
Yes.
Yung mga ganyan.
Diba?
So, ayan. So, thank you. Hindi lang kay Coach, pati na rin sa CrossFit community, sa Dominate 247. Pinahiram niyo muna sa amin yung coach nyo kahit konti para magkaroon kami ng konting information na hindi namin hawak ngayon.
Ayan. So, thank you again. Thank you, Coach, for being on the show. I hope you guys learned a lot. Diba? And yun, thank you guys for watching. Thank you Specialized Philippines, Specialized Asia Hub, Nike Philippines, Endurance Lab, Rudy Project, Dominate 247. Ayan. So if you want to check out, we are David, not Goliath, on Instagram, and message you lang si Coach. And there, this has been Coffee Ride. See you guys next week.